Hello, y'all. Hope you're all doing well. This is RJ, live from Franklin, North Carolina, here up in the beautiful mountains. Franklin is the county seat of Macon County. Right here in the kind of central square. It's a very pleasant day today. Right across from the Macon County Courthouse grounds. Franklin's one of my favorite towns, favorite cities. It's up here in the mountains, a beautiful location. It's more of the old school, real Americana. We have right here the Confederate Memorial that I'll share with you in just a moment. Over here is the recreation of the cupola that was on the second courthouse. The courthouse was originally, second courthouse was built here around the 1880s. It was tore down about 1930s, so they tried to recreate the top of the courthouse right here across the street. I love coming here, especially Christmas time. This is old school Christmas time where it's really, they have a lot of Christmas spirit here. They have a large Christmas tree right across here, and they have a nice gazebo. They usually have a very large manger scene, almost a life-size manger scene right here in the front corner. You see in the corner over here, what you see in a lot of North Carolina courthouses, that is the founding documents, where you see recreations of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence right over here. And the right over the Main Street. This was a town of about 4,000 folks. But I am going to share with you something special because the museum, the county museum, is open, and the county museum is one of my favorites. I've shared with you different county museums. I'm gonna go walk in there. It closes in only under 10 minutes, so I don't have a lot of time. But before I start, I want to share with you this beautiful war memorial for the locals who answered the call. They did their duty to serve and protect and defend their homes, their families, and homeland in the Confederacy. As it says, in memory of the sons of Macon County, who served in the Confederate Army during the war period 1861 to 1865. Company 8, 16th Regiment. This was erected back in 1909. Different companies here. Company I, Company E, Company K, Company D, 62nd Regiment, the 9th Regiment, the 1st Cavalry, Company C, Company B, 39th Regiment. This has so much history here. Now I'm going to walk over towards the county museum, and what's also cool is this was right here. It was right here. That's supposed to have been the last peaceful surrender of the war. Right across from Dixie Hall. Dixie Hall was right across the street, right about where the courthouse is now. There's a historical marker to that. The other thing I love about this is right here. There's a historical marker, talk about William Thomas's Legion. I spoke about that earlier in an earlier video. And you see the Iron Cross right here, right off of Main Street. Isn't this cool? This speaks about Thomas's Legion. Confederate Colonel William H. Thomas organized Thomas's Legion of Cherokee Indians and Mountaineers in western North Carolina in September 1862. The people of this area were sometimes called Highlanders. And it says here, Thomas recruited more than 2,000 officers, including 2 companies composed of 400 Cherokee. Here's a photo of William Holland Thomas. He's buried over there in Waynesville. I was just up there. And here's a photo right here of the Confederate Cherokee. Cherokee veterans of Thomas's Legion at the 1903 Confederate reunion in New Orleans. So, and I love how there's a Iron Cross right here. Right across the street, there's another historical marker. I'll go over here just really quickly. This speaks about Dixie Hall. You see right here, Dixie Hall, that was right here. Here stood Dixie Hall, the home where prosperous local merchants, siller, a landowner, slave owner, siller, joined the Confederate Army along with about 3,000 others. So here's a photo, a painting of this. In fact, this actual painting is in this county museum that we're going to next. I'm gonna go into the county museum. It closes in only like, supposed to be 3 minutes. So I better get over there. So here is, once again, Dixie Hall. And just looking at down Main Street here in Franklin. Once again, if you're just joining me, here I am in Franklin, North Carolina, up here in the mountains. Not too far from Silva, one of my favorite places. My wife and I remember we walked up and down here. We sat by the Confederate Memorial. So once again, we're here at the Macon County Historical Museum. And you see the hours right here. As you can see, it's closing, and I'm showing 3:58 Eastern time right now. So it's supposed to close. It's supposed to close in 2 minutes. So I don't want to stay too long. So just do a quick perusal through here. I love coming through Franklin. Been here to this museum a few times before and love coming through here and seeing the artifacts and relics on display. So I encourage you, if you're ever around here, this part of North Carolina, please stop by. In fact, just doing a quick little perusal through here, just tip of the iceberg, show you some of the things that you might enjoy seeing when you come through here. This is my favorite display right here. Wonder why. You can see a Sharps 50 caliber carbine, a Henry 44 caliber. You see these different swords and sabers, different artifacts here. Very cool. And here's that painting that I shared with you on that historical sign that's out front. That was out in Dixie Hall. So once again, you can see how it says, "The Last Surrender." And it says here at the bottom, on May 12th, 1865, Colonel George W. Kirk, 3rd North Carolina Mounted Infantry, USA, accepted Captain Stephen Whitaker's Company E's 1st Battalion, Thomas's Legion, CSA, surrender at Franklin, North Carolina. So, you know, just this morning I was over there in Waynesville and share with you that place where that was supposed to be the very last place where there was a kind of a skirmish or shots fired. And of course that's under debate to a point, but still was a long time afterwards. It was there in Whitesville, that Colonel Thomas, who was the commander of the Thomas's Legion, who led those Cherokee, he was the one who ultimately surrendered right after he found out that Robert E. Lee and Joseph E. Johnson had surrendered up here in the mountains of North Carolina. Here is that. Another interesting thing, I love these displays here. You can find here in this museum. Love these old school museums that haven't gone woke or cancel culture or don't change things because they think some people might be offended or something. Just give us honest, authentic history. So I love this. That's why I love that going over to Strasbourg Museum. We walk in there, see flags, and SCV has a booth and the UDC has a booth, and love that. Doing a real quick search through here. If you're ever around, once again, got sections here for the Korean War, World War I, World War II. Here's something else you might recognize. Isn't that cool? So definitely a cool museum, Macon County Museum. And I'm just going to go up here just very briefly because we're out of time. It's just upstairs. Yep, it's after hours, and I'm sure they wouldn't want to close up here. So, better to share at least something briefly with you than nothing at all. But very cool. Confederate uniform right here. Of course, the first national flag. And very cool. And I'm not sure, this painting right here, I'm not sure who that is. It might, maybe this is Molly Tynes. I'm not sure. There's a few others that were ladies who were like the Paul Revere's of their day for the Confederacy. So very cool. So once again, this museum here, I'll walk back outside just briefly. Good old-fashioned, good old Americana. My favorite place. You can see why this is one of my favorite places. Franklin, North Carolina. I'll be right back for just a moment. Was this locked? Yep. There we go. There we go. All right, walking back out because they are closing up here. Once again, this was the Macon County. You can see they just closed it. I'm gonna go in there for just a moment at the Macon County Historical Museum. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up where I started. Just walking back this way. Once again, you see this beautiful Main Street and all the mountains off in the background. Walked up and down these main streets. We're walking up through here with my wife and enjoying going window shopping and walking through all the little mom and pop shops up here in Main Street. It's a cool little town. A lot of neat little places to find gems too. A lot of little gem mining areas. This was kind of the gold mining area of this side of the country for a while. In fact, there's a gem museum right here beyond this, on the other side of this Confederate Memorial. So just leaving this with you today. Once again, from Franklin, North Carolina, here in Macon County, here in the Court Square area, the downtown main area. Leaving this with you today. Hope you're all having a good day. I will share another live video soon, probably from the Rebel Shop. Plan on going there here soon. So take care, y'all. God bless you. May God bless and save America. May God bless and save Dixie.